Hi, my beautiful souls. I hope everybody's doing well wherever you're at. Time is not fluent. Time is not fluent. Time doesn't exist, okay? As we know it, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about imprinting, okay? Imprinting, all right? Give me a minute, you guys. Let me find a pen. There we go. Okay. Give me a minute. It looks kind of blurry. I don't understand why it's blurry like this. Hold on. Give me a minute. Okay. Guys, I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're at in this world. Now, I want to talk about something called imprinting. Okay, imprinting. What is imprinting? I don't know why my camera is blurry, you guys. Don't know. Okay. I'm going to see if I can actually go on my tablet. It is blurry. Okay. I don't understand why it's blurry. But we're not going to worry about that, you guys. The color is going in and out. Hold on, that is bothering me. So let me see if I turn the light off. Okay, I'm just going to turn the light off. And we're going to use the natural light. The natural light. You guys, the light that we actually see is artificial. It's not natural, okay? But I want to talk about imprinting. I did a video. Hold on. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. They want me to talk about this too. Okay, I did a video on imprinting, okay? I'm going to ring this bell. Okay. Okay. Imprinting on a child. Okay, when a child comes in the mother's womb, okay, the water that the baby is in, okay, um, they're actually being baptized coming in, okay, and it's the water that's surrounding the baby, okay. So you're being baptized as coming in, okay. The water that keeps the baby alive in the sac, okay, the mother's womb, okay. The mother's womb is a portal. I keep emphasizing this. The mother's womb is a portal, right? So the water um is actually the first baptism coming in, okay. Now they don't talk about this in scripture, okay. They do not talk about this in scripture, but we're going to go into it deep today, okay. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, we're using natural light instead of artificial light. So when the baby's in the umbilical sac, in the body, is surrounded by what? Water, right? So we come in with water surrounding us, right? That's the first baptism when you come in, okay? As we know it. In scripture, they don't talk about that. And I find that very interesting, okay? The religion, okay? The title, okay? There was no religion, you guys, okay? When we had the prophets here on earth, there was no religion, okay? As we know as it today. There was no religion. It was just a tribe of people in the name of their tribe, okay? I don't know why it's blurry, you guys. I don't know. So the first baptism is when you come in the belly, the womb, okay? The water that surrounds you, okay? Now, if you didn't have that water surrounding you at birth, what would happen is you would die, right? You would die. You need that water to survive, right? Now, what is actually taking place, right, is when you're actually when you come out, okay, of the mother's womb, you as a baby and as a mother, you're imprinting on each other, okay? Imprinting, okay? Like what cats do. You know how cats, they touch you and they come around you and they brush you, right? And they smell they see if there's air coming out the nostrils, right? Um when you first have a baby, what's the first thing that we do as mothers? The scent, the baby scent, right? So when we grab the baby, we touch the baby, we're actually imprinting ourselves on the child, and the child is imprinting on us. Okay. Now follow me, you guys. Okay. This is going to get deep. Now, we imprint on our children, and our children imprint on us. Okay. It's both ways. Okay. Now I want to go back to the womb because the womb is very interesting. Okay. The water that's surrounding the baby is the first baptism coming in. Okay. So when you come in with no sin. Okay. And this is the thing, they always say that you come in with sin. No, you come in with no sin. You come in with no sin. You come in darkness. Okay. But when you come out the womb is when you start to sin. Okay. So you come in with no sin. This is why babies that cross over, they go straight to the heavenly realms, okay? Because they have not sinned, okay? They have not sinned. If you guys are following me, okay? If anybody's on here, um, now scholars, um, see the problem with scholars is they have to have scientific evidence for everything, right? But we are not of the physical realm. Okay, you have to understand that. Once you understand we are of the spiritual realm, okay, everything is spiritual. Okay, the physical body that we're actually in is just like a car. You know how you get in a car and you drive a car? Okay, that's all it is. Okay, um, but what always stays with us is our soul and our spirit. Okay, um, and I'm going to talk about the womb. Okay. Now, also, what happens is when a mother gives birth, what is one of the first things she does? Or the doctor does, or a midwife or a doula? They cut the umbilical cord. Okay. They cut the umbilical cord. Now, the umbilical cord is cut. Okay. Now, I'm going to explain the umbilical cord since we talked about the water. The water surrounding the baby is actually the baptism of the baby coming in without sin. Okay. But it's like you're coming in darkness, right? And you're coming to the natural light. Okay. So when you're in the mother's womb, the water is the baptism, right? When you come in with no sin. Okay. Now, when you come in with no sin, okay, you have choices in life. Okay. And as a child, hold on, you guys, that's pickles. Come on, pickles, go out. Already. Okay. So The umbilical cord is what connects us to the other realm. Okay, the umbilical cord. Now, this is why I say people, they do a ritual. It's called cut um cut cording. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back here, and I want to explain something else. This is gonna get deep. This is stuff they don't teach you. Okay. Okay. It's called amniotic fluid. Okay. Amniotic amniotic fluid. Okay. Amniotic fluid surrounds the growing fetus in the womb and protects the fetus from injury and temperature changes. It also allows for freedom of fetal movement. Okay. Um, amniotic fluid. Okay. Now the amniotic fluid. Okay, in the early weeks of pregnancy, the amniotic fluid is mostly water that comes from the body after about 20 weeks of pregnancy. Okay, so let me open this up. Okay, this sac forms it forms about 12 days after getting pregnant. Okay, here is what the fluid does. Okay, I'm going to tell you the structure of the fluid. Okay, it cushions and protects your baby. It keeps a steady temperature around your baby. It helps your baby's lungs grow and develop because your baby breathes in the fluid. Okay, breathes. The baby actually breathes in the fluid. Okay, it helps your baby digestive system develop because your baby swallows the fluid. Okay, it helps your baby's muscles and bones develop because your baby can move around in the fluid. It keeps the umbilical cord, the cord that carries food and oxygen from the placenta to the baby, from being squeezed. Okay. In the early weeks of pregnancy, the amniotic fluid is mostly water that comes from your body. Okay. It's natural. Okay. After about 20 weeks of pregnancy, your baby's urine makes up most of the fluid. Okay. Amniotic fluid also contains nutrients, hormones, chemicals made by your body. Okay. And antibody cells in the body that fight off infection. Okay. Now, the amount of antibiotic fluid increases until about 36 weeks of pregnancy. At that time, it makes up 1 quart. After that, the amount of antibiotic fluid usually begins to decrease. Okay. I'm going to explain why I'm explaining this to you guys in a minute. Sometimes you have too little or too much amniotic fluid. Too little, and then you have too little. Okay. So, what I'm getting on the metaphysical is that is the first baptism. Okay. The very first baptism. Okay. Is when you're in the womb. Now, I want to talk about the actual, we're gonna deep dive in here, guys. Okay. The cord. Okay. The cord. I call it the cord. Okay. So there's a cord that is attached to, so I'm gonna put the baby's cord. Okay. This is why when people do rituals of cord cutting, I tell them not to do it. I've never done it and I never will. There's a reason why. I'm gonna explain why. Okay. The embryonic cord connects the baby to the mother's placenta. Okay. During fetal development in the womb, the embryonic cord is the lifeline to the baby, supply nutrient. After the birth, the cord is clamped out and cut. The reason why this happens, okay, the cord is clamped and cut. The reason why is because no longer you're still imprinted with your mother, right? But what happens is the cord is clipped and cut. Eventually, between 1 to 3 weeks, the cord will become dry and will naturally fall off. Okay. Now the cord is a lifeline between you and your mother, right? So when you come out, that cord is cut. Okay. So you whatever sins you have after that, that is your sins on yourself. Okay. But not as a child. Okay. Children are not held accountable to a certain age. Okay. So once that cut is cord, the cord is cut. Okay. The sins change. Okay. That you will be accountable for your own sins. Okay. This is what happens. Okay. Now the ritual of cord cutting. So I'm going to put the ritual of cord cutting. Why people do this and they shouldn't do this. And I'm going to explain why. And if you do this, you need to know what you're doing. Okay. Okay. When cutting the cord, you're energetically releasing that person, place, object, belief, or past life. So when you come out your mother's womb, you come out your mother's womb, right? And that cord is cut. You're releasing the mother's place, object, belief, or part of life. Okay. You're sending the attention that you no longer wish. Okay. All right, guys. Basically, what it is you're not coming in. Hold on. Okay. Basically, what it is you're separating yourself from your mother's sins. Okay. Because you come in with no sin. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the cut cording as far as the ritual. Okay. Now, people call it cutting toxic cords of attachment, but you don't have to cut the cord because the cord is already cut at birth. Okay. I don't know why people do this. It really, really, and I'm gonna explain why it will affect you in the future. Okay, because we have cords. Okay, and the cords are you can't see them in the physical realm, but you can see the cords on the metaphysical realm. Okay, they connect us to the metaphysical realm. Okay, the cords. Okay, now I just want to get to, okay, they call it toxic cords of attachment. Unlike other types of energy attachments, such as collective thoughts, form low level spirits in residential spiral energy, which you often pick up spontaneously and unconsciously as you go about your daily life and interact with people in space. Okay. Are created deliberately over time. The majority of these ties are formed as a result of the time and energy you spent deliberately with others, moments shared, and words. Although these cords may have given positive at the start of a relationship, they have since become negative as the relationship has went on. Right now, the cut cordon process is close your eyes, get into a meditative state, and go through the first 3 steps of energy protection process: grounding, center, connection, connecting. Scan your energy, body, and aura with a 360 degree vision. Turn on to identify the various toxic cords of attachment that are currently clouding your energy field. Remember when I told you guys that there is a white aura that you can put over you to protect your energy field? Okay, white aura. I do it sometimes when I'm on my lives. I do it sometimes when I'm out. I always call on the white light aura of protection. Okay. Now, what I'm getting from this is people have misunderstood the whole cut cording. The meditation you can do, but when you're actually doing it as a ritual style, okay, um, that's different. Okay, the cut cording process is meditation. That's okay, but the cut cording, as far as ritual, that's not okay. Because what happens is when you cut that cord, you're cutting the cord of ties that you're supposed to be around certain people in life. You're supposed to energetically cross their paths. Okay. And when you cut that cord, what happens is sometimes you will go in a totally different direction. Okay. And the people that was supposed to cross your path will never cross your path. Okay. This is like soulmates, twin flames, even children coming in. Okay. Children coming in. All right. So this is very cut cording. I would not recommend it, but the meditation of the cut cording is basically, if you think about it, it's your conscious and your subconscious. And the attachments is you can let them go, do meditation. Okay. You can say, I release these individuals out of my life. Okay. You can actually say that. You don't have to do a ritual. Okay. And people are doing the ritual and it's backfiring on them. Okay. The cut cording ritual is backfiring on a lot of people. Okay. They don't even realize it. Okay. This was the old the cut cording. So if we look at it where it actually originated from, okay. So let's go back. I know where it originated from, but ritual cut cording. And there's also the prayer. You can just say the prayer, okay, that I release anything. And also the candles. I have did the candles before, the white candles. I use the purest candles. It's the white candles. I have no more. Need to get some more, okay? You can actually light the candle on fire and say whatever you want to release. Okay. Now the ritual cut cording, I'm gonna tell you where it originated from. I already know, but I'm gonna just Google it for reference. The origins. Okay. Now this is a spiritual practice, a spiritual practice or a spiritual process of removing the bonds between yourself and other people or situations. Okay. You can just light the white candle and say, I release anybody that is not meant to be in my life. Okay. Or I release anything that's not supposed, any trauma, any toxic relationship, anything that you need to let go. You can just say, light the candle and just say it. Okay. You don't have to cut the actual cord. And what people do is they use a rope to actually do it. Okay. I don't have a rope right here to show you. Okay. Now the origins that I'm getting this from, you guys, I just want to see what this says here. But where I'm picking up the actual ritual of cord cutting, how it came to be, um, and see what actually, okay, what is crazy that everybody is doing this now. okay? And it's not good to do. Um, this cut cording ritual is not to be done lightly. People do this and they don't even know what they're doing, okay? They don't have no clue, okay? Um, they get a piece of string and some people just cut the string, okay? Now, what I'm hearing where this ritual actually started from, I'm getting two different things. Now, people also do this to get over their ex, and the thing is, it's not to be taken lightly. Okay, even this is why I say the spiritual realm. You have to know what you're doing. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, um, and my thing is, don't go bothering the spiritual realm, um, if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, please don't. Okay. Now, what I'm hearing is the Egyptians were doing this, but I'm also hearing um pagan. Okay, pagan. Okay. I'm hearing like Irish. Okay, Irish. Right? Irish. Okay. Um now also this keeps bringing me back to the exorcism, okay? But I'm not gonna talk about that. We're just gonna stay on one topic here. Okay. So when your child comes in, your child imprints on you and you imprint on your child, okay? This is what happens, okay? Just like you see the um cats imprint, animals imprint, um humans imprint, okay? Babies imprint. Okay, they imprint when they come in, they imprint in the mother's womb, okay? Right, you guys. So this is a video on imprinting. We imprint on our children and our children imprint on us, okay? I was looking for something that I wrote down. Okay, I'm gonna come back on the next. I want to do a video on ear ringing. Okay, ear ringing. All right, you guys. This is Jennifer Felix. I'm talking about imprinting, how a child imprints on the mother and how the mother imprints on the child. Okay, that's where we get the sins of the mother and the sins of the father. But what happens is it's an energetic. Once the baby comes in, it becomes energetic. Okay, because you have free will when you come in. Okay, the portal is the womb. When you come in the womb, you come out. You have free will. Once that that cord is cut, now what I'm seeing is the placenta. I remember I had gave birth, and this is with my last child. They just take the placenta. Okay, and I believe they should. The placenta has a lot of healing in the woman's placenta. The natives did this with the placenta. Okay. Um, I'm seeing them actually, even the Africans from Afrikaan, they would take the placenta. Okay. They would actually use this as they would boil it down somehow with water. I'm seeing with water or just some other substance and drink this. Okay. It has a lot of healing, um, a lot of healing, like herbs, like plants. Plants can heal us. Okay. We have plants out here right now that can actually heal us, okay? But the reason why they push these synthetic chemicals on us is because they want to make money, okay? These synthetic chemicals are not supposed to be ingested, okay? So the placenta, they do not give consent. They actually just take the placenta and they use the placenta for other medical things to heal other people, okay? Now, I remember when I had my youngest daughter, okay, she's 17 now, and the doctor asked me, does she have the placenta? And I thought that was weird because no other doctor ever asked me that, okay? Um, and now I know why she asked me that, okay? Because the placenta, okay, this is why the doulas and stuff, when you have a natural birth, if I could go back, I would have all my kids at home. If you mothers out there have children, have your children at home. Get a doula, okay? A doula that knows what she's doing, or a midwife. Um, and also because once you sign that birth certificate, okay, it's weird how it's a contract. Okay, it's a contract with the American Association. Okay, that contract of that birth certificate coming in. Okay, it's a binding contract. Okay, so if you have a child and you have to get a birth certificate. This is why they want you to get a birth certificate to get your driver's license. This is why you get a birth certificate, not just for your driver's license, for identification card, because they want to know. Okay, they want to know. Okay, so this is a binding contract. Okay, a binding contract. Okay, so you are no longer have sovereignty over yourself or your child. Okay, wow, this is crazy. Okay, the birth certificate is a binding contract. I mean, I don't know no other way you can get around. Um, okay, the truth is birth certificates cannot be used for purchase, nor can they be used to request saving bonds held by the government. Also, the assumption account is a false term. These accounts do not exist in the treasury system. Okay. Now, I don't know what the treasury system has to do with the birth certificate. What I see is the numbers. There's numbers that are on your birth certificate. Okay, this is how they know who people are. The numbers, just like the social security number, social security card. That's how they keep track of us. Now, I wish I would have did it different. Okay, I don't know how you could get around not actually getting the birth certificate. And what's interesting was um this act was passed into law. Okay, the birth certificate is a bound contract. The truth is the birth certificate cannot be used for purchase. Okay, the federal government in 1933. Okay, 1933. Hold on. I don't know what this has to do with the Treasury Department. This is interesting. Okay, the birth certificate is a document used by the government that records the birth of a child for vital statistics. It's not for vital statistics, it's to know, um, this is so crazy what I'm getting. Okay, vital statistics. And you have to have a birth certificate to serve as proof as an individual's age, citizenship status, and identification. They are necessary to obtain a social security number, apply for a passport, enroll in school, get a driver's license, gain employment, or apply for other benefits. Um, Humanitarian Desmond Tutu, okay, described the birth certificate as a small paper, but it's actually established who you are and gives access to the rights and privileges and obligations of citizenship. Okay, wow, this is deep. Now, and you know how they send that paper home? They said they mail them paper. They used to mail them all the time. They used to do the census. There's a census report is so they can know. Okay, for them to know. I don't know if there's any other way you can go about it, because basically, if you don't get the birth certificate, you can't get the child can't get employment. The child can't go to school, which you can homeschool your kids. I wish I would have homeschooled my kids. Um, Now, for religious reasons, you can say for the vaccination. Okay, my daughter, she's not vax. Okay, so we use religious for the vax. Okay, religious. Okay, um, and they were telling me that I had to get the vax or could not work. Okay, so this system is to bound us. Okay, to bound us. Okay, the system is to bound us. Now I keep hearing Cyberton. So my question is, now, what does the birth certificate have to do with the federal banks? Okay, there's something with the birth certificate and federal banks, and I'm seeing the numbers, you guys. This is bizarre. Um, in the USA, citizens have neither obtained their original birth certificate. What they possess is a copy. Okay, the American Bank Note Company. Every citizen is given a number. The red number of the birth certificate in each live birth is reported to be valued. The Federal Reserve dollar is a collateration from the Fed. The government recognizes two distinct classes of citizenship: a state citizenship and a federal citizenship. Okay, that's what I kept hearing. I kept hearing sovereign. You guys, oh my gosh. There are hundreds of thousands of sovereigns in the United States of America, but I am not one of them. The sovereign of their land. Okay, this is the government does not have a financial interest in their land. Because of this, they do not need to pay property tax, school tax, real estate tax. Only the powers granted to the federal government and the Constitution for the United States of America to define the laws that they have to follow. This is a very small subset of the laws most of us have to follow unless they accept the benefits from or contracts with the federal government. They do not have to pay Social Security, taxes, federal income tax, or residential individual state income tax. They do not need to register their car or get a driver's license unless the driver is commercial. They will not have to get a Social Security card. They can own any kind of gun without a license or a permit. Did you guys know this? Okay. They do not have to use the same court system that normal people do. Okay. Wow. This is crazy. Okay. That this led me here because I'm talking about the birth. Okay. Unbeknownst to most people, the class term United States citizen does not exist as a political statute until 1866. It was a class and a political status created for the newly freed slaves. You guys, this is deep, okay? And did not apply to people inhabiting the states of the Union who were at the time the state citizen. So this act was implemented, okay, created for the newly freed slaves and did not apply to the people inhabiting the states of the Union who were at the time state citizens. So this act was placed after slavery and what they would call the New World. Okay, wow, this is getting deep here. Okay, wow, this is deep. This is really deep. Okay. So if you claim, wow, so there are hundreds of thousands of sovereigns in the United States. So if you claim sovereign, Sovereigns, okay, you do not have to pay taxes. I did not know this. Okay. I did not know this, you guys. Okay. This is new. Okay. I'm being led here. Jesus, Lord, give me true discernment. You guys, I'm being led here. Okay. So I'm shocked right now. Okay. That the birth processes of the mother, okay, in the child, you're not, you are literally property of the government for alleged purposes. Wow, this is deep. This is very deep. Now, wow. So if you claim, wow, this is knowledge from the Shonic records. Universal events, thoughts, words, emotion, and intent ever to have occurred in the past, present, and future in all terms, um, entities and life forms, just not humans. Okay. Wow. You guys, this is deep. Okay. And I keep hearing Shonic records. So you can actually give up your citizenship, because I'm hearing the word, kept hearing this word, and look where it led me. Sovereign. There are hundreds of thousands of sovereigns in the United States of America, but I am not one of them. The sovereigns own their land. Okay, they own their land. Okay, okay. Now that is, the government does not have to financially interest in their land. So the Native Americans, I don't know if they're using this, but I think they are, because I'm being told they are. This is how, wow. But they still don't own their land. Their land was taken from them. Jesus. Okay. I have to write this down, you guys. I'm seeing two words here, so I'm going to look it up. But I don't know what this has to do with the bank. It's just, there's a connection between the birth certificate and the US Treasury. Okay. Right? The federal, the Treasury. So if you did not catch it the first time, I will repeat myself at the risk of being redundant. U.S. citizenships are owned by the United States Federal Reserve. A note in the stock exchange being traded as a commodity. Did you guys just did you guys just understand what I just said? I will repeat myself at the risk of being redundant. The United States citizenships are owned by the United States Federal Reserve. Okay, we're owned by the Federal Reserve. A note in the stock exchange itself, okay, being traded as commodity. So this was why the birth certificate came to be, the sovereignty. So, and I'm hearing sovereigns. There's sovereigns out here. You guys, I might file for sovereigns myself, for me and my child, my children. Now I'm gonna Google. This is very interesting. This is why there's numbers on the social security card and there's numbers on the birth certificate. Okay. So this happened for the slaves. So my question is, I have to go back and read this again. Unbeknownst to most people, the class term United States citizen does not exist as a political status until 1866. It was a class and political status created for the newly freed slaves and did not apply to people inhabiting the states of the Union who were not at the time state citizens. Okay. Wow, that is very interesting. So, did they implement this to know, to have a sense of how many people were free or how many slaves they were? Because some people didn't keep records of the slaves. Okay, so is this to keep record of African American or Black people? Okay, this is very interesting, you guys. Okay, because the British um took over our territory, our land, and it was the 5% people, the farmers, that fought the British, and we won. Okay, now this is interesting that this was only created in 1866. Okay, um, created for the newly freed slaves and did not apply to the people inhabiting the state of the Union who were at that time the state citizens. So the people that were living on the land were called the state citizens. Okay, but the free slaves, this law did not apply to them. Okay, so this is why they had to get a social security card and birth certificate card, and they still consider us commodity. You guys, they still consider us commodity. This is deep. Okay, now commodity, and we define the word commodity, right? It's a basic, okay, a basic good used in commercials that is interchangeable with other commodities of the same type. Commodities are most often used as inputs in production of other goods of services. The quality of given commodities may differ slightly, but it is essentially uniform across. When they are traded on exchange, commodities must also meet specific minimum standards. So we as citizens have to meet specific minimum standards. So we are considered, you guys, I can't make this up. We are considered a commodity. You and I are considered a commodity. Okay. So United States citizen. Okay, so if you did, okay, so United States citizens are owned by the United States Federal Reserve. Okay, so we're owned by the Federal Reserve. You guys, this is, I've never knew this. Okay, a note in the stock exchange is being traded as commodity. So we're the actual commodity. Okay, we're the actual commodity. This is deep. Okay, so I'm going to look up the word sovereign. My ancestors are leading me to this direction. Okay, so when you look up the word sovereign, a superior ruler, especially a monarchy, okay, um, okay, possessing superior or ultimate power. In modern democracy, the people will is the theory of sovereign. Okay, wow. Sovereign is a political concept that refers to dominant power or supreme authority in a monarchy. Supreme powers reside in a sovereign or a king in modern democracies. Sovereign powers rest with the people and is exercised through representation bodies such as the Congress and the Parliament. Okay, what is another word for a sovereign citizen? Okay, let's look that up. It's even in the Bible, you guys. This is because, wow. Okay. A sovereign citizen may prefer to label themselves as an individual seeking the truth. You guys, this is me. Remember, I told you the truth tellers or the truth seekers, okay? Or living on the land, or use other state, national persons, communists, free men, natural people, living people, or private people. So sovereign is basically you're seeking the truth. This is deep. And they also call it the free men or the natural people or the private people. So I wonder how many people like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, those kind of people, or it even says living people. Okay, living people. That's interesting. Living people. And I'm gonna underline that. Okay, or private people. A private person, sorry, private person. So my question is, I wonder of how many of them actually this is interesting. Okay, what is the example of sovereignty? And I'm going to go back to the woman. Sovereignty is the right of a nation or a group of people to be self-governing. We speak of countries such as the United States as being sovereign political parties because they are completely independent of any other political entity. Political science often refer to this as a absolute sovereignty. Okay. Now I want to look at it in the biblical text. Does a sovereign mean you're free? Okay. Objectively, having political independence, anonymous, free, independent, self-governing. Okay, so if you become a sovereign person, you are basically free. This is interesting. Now, I want to talk about, I'll go back to the women, and I'm okay. So Psalms 135, verse 6 to 7. Whenever the Lord pleases, he does in heaven and on earth, in the seas in all its depths. He is who makes the clouds rise at the end of the earth, who makes lightning for the rain and brings forth the winds from his storehouse. God is sovereign over all things. This is in the Bible, okay? God is sovereign over all things, and it's highlighted. But here in the American text, and as a citizen, we don't have our sovereign. We are not sovereign. Okay. So the sovereignty of a woman, you guys, they are trying to, as women, they are trying to take our femininity away. Okay, as we know it. Okay, um, the sovereign feminine, okay, is seen as a real mythical woman and legend. Many women's desire to be powerful, and few are ever able to attain true heights of power in today's age. A woman can either wait for people to toss her leftover scraps. You guys, this is this is what they wrote, or chooses to embrace her inner sovereignty, unapologetically. Okay. Okay, what does the Bible say about God's sovereignty? Sovereignty. God is a ruler with the absolute power. He made all things. He is not the work of man's hands, nor of God's man, or nor a God's man's imitation. We find the phrase verses 24, sovereign Lord, who made the heavens and the earth and the sea and everything in them throughout Scripture. Okay, you guys, this is deep. Does sovereign mean you're free? I'm going to repeat that once again. Objectively, having political independence, anonymously free independence, and self-governing. Okay, self-governing yourself. Okay, wow. Now there's 4 type of sovereigns. Normal, air, real sovereign, legal sovereign, political sovereign, and popular sovereign. You guys, what they're trying to do, and I feel like this is happening, as the female itself. Okay, they're making a mockery of the female body itself. They're making a mockery of us females. And this is going to be into the new earth. There's a new earth happening. Okay, and people are ascending to the new earth. Okay, so what they're doing is the woman itself. Okay, the woman itself. Okay, the feminine side of us women. Okay, the women are, naturally come in as women. Some lives you may come in as male. Okay, this is why sometimes people are confused when they come back in and reincarnate. Remember, what happens is reincarnation is a cycle. Okay, you come in, you come back out. Come in, you come back out. Okay, the earth recycles itself too. Okay, just like we recycle ourselves. Okay, yes, we recycle ourselves. Okay, we come in, we come out, we come in and out. And what happens is when we come in and out, right? Some people come in with the knowledge from their past life. A lot of people come in with not having knowledge from their past life. Okay, all right. And some people come in with the knowledge from their past life, and many of us don't. Okay, so what we're actually doing out here is we're seeking the truth. Okay, and like I said, everything is spiritual. Once you understand that concept that life is spiritual instead of physical, you will understand life itself. Okay, the tree of life or life itself. Okay, people are actually out here seeking the truth. Okay, we have been fed lots of lies. Okay, since birth. Okay, this is why the school system is set up by a bunch of people like the Rothschilds, Vanderbilts. They actually indoctored the educational system as we know it. Okay, they actually wrote the educational system. Okay, they wrote the educational system, what they wanted us to learn. Okay, to program us. Okay, into one way of thinking. Okay, wow, this is interesting. But what I see as a female's body, they're trying to, first, you can't breastfeed in public. Okay, they want you to breastfeed in private. Okay, and they're taking away, they don't want you to breastfeed, they want you to give these babies these chemicals that they make as breast milk. No, if you have a baby, give your baby the breast milk, because the breast milk has all the nutrients and everything. Our body produces everything that we need. Our body, our physical, well, the physical body, okay, performs, even the spiritual body. If you think about it, it provides everything that we need. Okay, the plants actually heal us. This is why they don't want you taking mushrooms and ashawa. Is something, I'm saying the name wrong. Starts with an A. Because and then when they found out about these plants, because see, you gotta understand, these people didn't know about plants. They didn't know about root workers. They didn't know about the plants, what the plants could do. Okay. When they found out about the plants and the healing aspect of the plants, they wanted to take the plant knowledge away. This is why some Native Americans, some African Americans, the knowledge of the plants, they don't tell the whole truth of the knowledge of the plants. Okay. Because what happened is when people that have corrupted Mother Gaia, Mother Earth itself, okay, that gave us the natural plants and even the divine source, the higher source, we have everything to heal us. Okay. And what happens is when you take these natural herbs that you really are supposed to ingest, and then you're taking these things that you're not supposed to ingest, it does something to you chemically. It makes you off balance. Okay, makes you off balance because you're never supposed to ingest it. This is why the ashawaha, I can't say it right. The mushrooms and all those kind of things elevate on the spiritual realm. But the problem with that is you have to be so grounded on the spiritual realm that you don't get that that you're grounded, because what happens is when you're taking this stuff, you're in a different altered state. Now, this stuff can actually heal depression, can heal anxiety, okay, can heal the back pain that I'm going through right now, okay? Actual plants. I put rocks on me, I put plants. You guys, I've been trying everything, okay? Um, and also the chakras, and I know I'm getting off topic here. Um, Different parts of your body, points in your body, right? Hold different trauma, okay? Different parts of your body hold different trauma, okay? Um, this is deep, okay? I've been on here for a very long time. And it's led me to the sovereignty, SOVEREIGNS. And these are people like me and you that are seeking the truth. Okay. We're our truth, or I call them truth tellers. We're truth tellers, and we're seeking the truth. Okay. Everybody's on a different spiritual journey here. But it's crazy how we are commodity. You and I are, for alleged purposes, United States commodity. Think about that. Sit and think about that. Okay. We're a commodity. Okay. Like they just said in the um, New York Exchange, or the Treasury. Okay. Why does our sovereignty is connected to the Treasury Bank? Our number on the Social Security card, our number on the birth certificate is an actual saying that we're a commodity of the government. This is crazy, okay? And I'm just talking about the female. Okay, what I see for the female, and I'm going to end this live, is everything that is represented as a female, a natural female coming in. Okay, you could have many past lives. You could have been a male in the past life. You could have been a female in the past life. And some people come in with both sexes. Okay, um, but when you're like me, I'm a female in this life. I could have been a male in past lives. Okay, what happens is everything that the female represents and everything that the female embodies. Okay, um, there's people now is making a mockery of female, as making a mockery of us, and that bothers me. Okay, now it bothers me in certain ways. Okay, because believe that we should be able to breastfeed. Okay, I believe that we should have say over our own bodies. Okay, you and I. Also, if you think about it, I breastfeeded all my children. I had all my children natural births. Okay. Some women have to have C-sections. I had my natural. It depends on how your body is and how your mother carried, your grandmother carried. But I had my natural. Okay. Now I breastfeed. I breastfeed my children. Okay. I carried my children. I didn't have a C-section. Some of you guys have no choice but to have a C-section or the baby won't live, right? It's just nature. Okay. Um, but we should be able to breastfeed. Okay. We should be able to, they should not make a mockery of the female itself. Okay. And this is what is happening. They're making a mockery of the female itself. okay, our femininity, because a lot of females are in their masculine, okay, and there's an unbalance. And what happens is when there's an unbalance energetically with a collective, okay, um, we send a unbalance into nature. So there's an imbalance in nature, okay, and they don't even realize because they can't even concept this. They can't concept this. Okay, they cannot. They will never concept this. Okay, because they are not the truth tellers. Okay, they will never understand what I'm speaking. Okay, you can speak to people and they will never understand. When Mother Nature is off balance, Mother Gaia, okay, Mother Earth, you guys got to understand we're all one with Mother Nature. Okay, when you change or try to manipulate Mother Nature, okay, well, I say try to change Mother Nature, okay, because what is taken from Mother Nature returns to Mother Nature, okay. But the thing is, you can't manipulate Mother Nature, okay. You can't. You energetically you can manipulate, okay, but that's another whole other topic. But Mother Nature itself, you can't manipulate it. But what's happening is, like I said about the Matrix, okay, we're in a simulation, you guys, okay. I had proof. I showed you videos of the simulation where night went to day went to night, and that I think it was 0.06 seconds. Okay. That tells you right there we're in a simulation. Okay. But people are getting out of the matrix, they're ascending to the new earth. Okay. This is what's happening. And people, they can't, they're saying our world's going to end. Okay. People are saying the world's going to actually end. Okay. Uh, people are ascending as we speak. We're already into the new world. Okay. Some people have not reached the new world. Okay. And they will not reach it because they're not consciously, every time we level up, okay, spiritually, there has to be a spiritual death. Okay. And I'm not talking about an actual physical death. I'm talking about a spiritual death. Okay. When you level up spiritually, there is a death and a rebirth, a death and rebirth, a death and rebirth until you get up to the higher ascensions, the heavenly, okay, the heavenly, okay. And some people don't even make it up there, okay. Some people make it up there and they come back in for whatever reason, okay. Some people they make it up there and they don't come back in, okay. Um, but like right now, the wind is blowing, right? This is a simulation, okay. This is a simulation. Um, and they're making a mockery of a woman itself, okay. So you need to pay attention to this, okay. If you need to breastfeed your child, put a blanket over your breast and breastfeed your child. Okay. If they tell you you can't your baby, and this is one thing I noticed that they say is the baby won't latch on. If it don't latch on right away, keep trying. It will eventually latch. Now, some women's breasts are different. I have a friend, my mother's friend, her breast nipples are inverted, so the baby cannot latch on. Okay, so and she had all boys. Okay, so that was a different scenario. Okay. But just think about it. If she was back then and this would happen, she would have to have another mother breastfeed her children. Okay. But it's interesting. But when Mother Nature is unbalanced, everything else will be unbalanced. And people don't understand that concept. Okay. Um, Everything is frequency, everything is energy. Even Mother Nature herself, okay, is energy. Okay. Wow. This is deep. But I'm going to end this. I was just on one subject here about how we imprint as a mother and how our children imprint on us. Okay. All right, you guys, this is Jennifer Felix. I've been on here for a very long time. I'm going to end this. This was very interesting. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys got something out of this. We imprint on our children, and I'm also gonna put that we imprint on our children, and our children imprint on us. All right, you guys. This is Jennifer Phillips. I'm sending you guys love and light, my beautiful souls.